Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
39-year-old Montana resident Jerod Hughes is a key figure in the January 6th attack on our Capitol, as I'll explain. Jerod traveled to D.C. with his brother Joshua, who, as I shared with you guys recently, was sentenced to 38 months in prison. And on January 5th of 2021, Jerod texted a friend. He said, quote, "Stay tuned tomorrow, buddy. Trump is going to drop the hammer, or we are." On January 6th, according to his brother, they witnessed physical altercations with the police. They saw tear gas in the air. This is as they're heading over to the inauguration scaffolding, which they climbed. They ended up climbing through the scaffolding to reach the front of the Capitol. And Jerod's brother was carrying a helmet, even though they told the authorities, oh, we just went to see Trump's speech, and then we were going to go sightseeing. Because, you know, you always take a helmet when you go sightseeing. And Jerod's brother was also at the front of a mob, which was pulling down bike rack barriers. And they breached the final police line before reaching the building. And they were both standing there watching, both of the brothers, as Proud Boys member Dominic Pizzola smashed in a Capitol window with a stolen police riot shield, and then as others bashed in nearby windows and kicked Capitol doors. After the windows were cleared of all the glass, both Jerod and Joshua Hughes climbed into the building. In fact, they were kind of jockeying to get in first, and Jerod was actually the 8th person to illegally enter the Capitol on January 6th. Immediately after entering, Jerod joined another one of Trump's insurrectionists. He ran over and he was kicking, this is seen on video, kicking the Senate wing door, which was locked at the top. Well, after several attempts and kicking the door at the same time as this other man, they managed to break the door open, which allowed Trump's mob to stream in. Take a look. So Jerod Hughes, as I said, he was instrumental in furthering the attack on January 6th of 2021. After helping to breach that Senate wing door, they both headed upstairs, meaning the brothers headed upstairs toward the Senate. And then that's when they joined that group that was chasing after Officer Eugene Goodman and menacing him. They chased him up another flight of stairs. Once again, these Hughes brothers were at the front of the pack. And despite Officer Goodman ordering them to get back, to leave the building, Jerod kept advancing. He kept advancing towards him. He was pointing at the officer. He was yelling at him, quote, "They can't stop us." And then Jerod and his brother linked arms at one point, and Jerod stomped his foot like a 3-year-old. And he yelled, quote, "We are fucking mad." And then as they continued to advance towards Goodman and other officers who arrived to back him up, Jerod screamed, quote, "There's a fucking army behind us. You guys don't want this. You don't fucking want this. And we are fucking mad. We are mad. This is my fucking house. This is my country." So this standoff lasted for a while. Eventually, the group did dissipate. They did disband, but the Hughes brothers remained in the Capitol for approximately 45 minutes or so. At one point, Hughes texted a friend, Jerod meaning, and he said, quote, "We broke into the Capitol." And then shortly after that, the two of them were seen inside the Senate gallery. And then they were seen later, a few minutes later, on the Senate floor. And then Jerod was seen on video. He was looking through and taking photos of documents that had been left on senators' desks. So Jerod and his brother left the building a short time after that. However, they remained on the Capitol grounds for quite some time because Joshua admitted to hearing the police announcement about the 6 p.m. citywide curfew. So after leaving D.C., Jerod texted friends. He was bragging that they, quote, stormed the Capitol and how he and his brother were on Newsmax, that he was seen on TV walking around the Senate. And then he complained that he didn't have enough backup to, quote, hold the building. And then later that night, he downplayed his actions to a family member. And he texted the family member saying, quote, They got my ugly mug up and down. Trespassing ain't shit. I feel like I was behaving like a model citizen, ready to reclaim my country. Not enough people followed. Then on January 11th, after realizing that, they were probably in some serious trouble, the brothers turned themselves in to the local police department. But at that point, there was no actual arrest warrant issued, so they were allowed to leave. A few days later, Jerod messaged a concerned friend, and he said, I've got an attorney. And he said, I hope to just get a fine. So on February 1st of 2021, Jerod officially turned himself into the police and was arrested. And he was charged with civil disorder, obstructing an official proceeding, destruction of government property, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, entering the floor of Congress, entering certain rooms in the Capitol, and parading in a Capitol. On August 25th of 2022, Jerod pleaded guilty to the felony charge of obstructing an official proceeding. That charge comes with a maximum sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 51 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. You guys are not going to be shocked to hear Jerod has numerous criminal convictions. I know. So shocking. You never see that in these January 6 defendants, right? So the most recent was a disorderly conduct conviction. That was in 2015 for punching one of his coworkers. Before that, he was convicted in January of 2014 for assault. And in 2005, he had several convictions for either selling or attempting to sell drugs, including cocaine. And while he was in jail for those convictions, he was charged with disorderly conduct for getting in a fight with another inmate. So clearly, this guy has issues he's never dealt with. Anyway, U.S. District Judge Timothy Kelly presided over Jerod Hughes' case. I couldn't locate anything that the judge might have said at the sentencing hearing, but he ended up sentencing Hughes to 46 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and a $2,000 restitution fee. And once again, you've got this Hughes guy, as with so many others, they're trying to elicit sympathy and get a reduced sentence because he's the sole caretaker and sole provider, apparently, for his disabled wife and his teenage daughter. Who was taking care of his wife from January 3rd when he left for this road trip with his brother through the night of the 6th while he was out trying to overthrow the government for a lifelong con artist? As I always say, these people place Trump above all else. Now they want others to give them a pass because they care so much about their families. Really? Should have stayed home then. Should have stayed home with your family. Should have thought of them before you got in that car. And especially before you kicked open that door in our Capitol and allowed the mob inside. So no sympathy. Absolutely no sympathy for this guy. I feel bad for his kid. Total blameless victim in all of this. So anyway, guys, I'll let you know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate or become a monthly supporter through Supercast. It really, really means the world to me. It helps so much to keep the show going. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.